Um, Demand and supply. That's how we use always to think about in a normal way. Whenever we have more demand, we increase the supply and we go it. But when you have a good method of observation, you are going to change from what we call it supply to capacity. The only way to change from supply to capacity is the use of the method of observation. And observation in a different way, not only in a logical way. Don't collect the data that you can see always in the top. Now, all of us are going to go and collect data in a different way, different organization, from different projects that you are going to do. Normally, when you go to any project, any organization, what people there are trying to give you and push you the data that they want to give you. They always give you the data on the top. You can see we don't have resources. There are no enough places here. We do have lots of poisoning. We don't have enough inspectors. Here are the resources. So sometimes they drain you to start attracting to the data they want you to see. They try to tell you, look at the black dots here. Here are the losses we have. We lose every year this percentage of pipes. Don't let them attract you to this area. You try to observe the other things. So try to make your questions, your observation, your method in a different way. This is the only way that you can change from thinking of increasing the supply to increasing the capacity. So always you need to be careful what to observe, not what they drain you and they take you to their world to observe. Don't let anyone to distract you, tell you there's a cat here, lose the attention here, think of something else. Keep on focus on what you want to think about, and that's the only way that you can change the way of thinking. These are some general things that's about why we are working. We work in academic and non-profit organization. We can mention it in another time. Now, what we can do with the inspiration economy, we can analyze countries, we can work in different things, different funding, different applies. These are all type of things that we are telling to you about the IE to show you how wide you can work when you work with an inspiration. It's not only narrow to a certain type of projects. And the only way that you can work with countries, with organizations, with labs, with projects, with youth, with the different kind of groups, is to use the method of observation. The only way to know what are the best practices, to bring the success story, to be able not to distract to the losers, to what are gained, it's the use of method of observation. So here the method of observation.
Okay. I will ask you one question. How you will know that you are using our method of observation, not the observation that you've been trained on? Because there is observation I will be trained on as academics, or maybe as sponsors, or as maybe NGOs, or as youth. How do you know that you are using our method of observation? Anyone? Like this one, like discovering a problem and getting actually either as a consultant, I got millions on that, or as solving a problem for a country. How do you know that you are going in the right direction? Sorry? Excellent. What else? There is another measure. Okay. It is disruptive. We call it disruptive. Okay. We call it disruptive innovation. What else?
We must search for strengths, for positive things, and from those strengths and positive things, we can remove something from that point to solution or.
Okay, to remove the country from being dependent, or the society, or the organization, or the youth themselves from being dependent thinkers to be independent thinkers, or independent country, or independent of resources. That's another way of saying it. Excellent. But what else? See, my son Abdurrahman, who have done the ice cream project, I was showing Iqbala, when he was 6 years old. And always I use Abdurrahman and Am because they are my youngest children. They used to think out, not logical, okay? Abdurrahman, he always, when we go swimming, Assalamu alaikum, Prof. How are you? إن شاء الله تكون معنا بعد صار عندك وقت.
والله أنا معكم في الدعاء.
يعطيك العافية. عارف مشغول.
جزاكم الله خير. عندنا اختبارات شوية.
نعم. لكن نراك احنا موجودين في براية. My son Abdurrahman, sorry, Dr. Amash, I interrupted you because very important. Because you'll know, because we are talking about totally different method of observation, okay? And this is what makes me strong. What makes me strong, alhamdulillah, okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is stronger than us. Because also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have methods of observation that we can't think about even, okay? The strength of observation will make you really a strong person and a very rich person. Richness inside, and richness in intention, and richness that you know you can influence societies even if you don't have money, even if you don't have position, even if you are a normal person, okay? Abdurrahman always, he used to win in swimming when I swim with him, okay? So I just start first lap, he finished maybe 7th lap, okay? And always I tell him, Abdurrahman, what you are doing? What is the secret of this? He was 7 years old. And he say, Baba, it's not about how much you do. It's not about how much you do, not how many. I remember this because Dr. Adunia was talking about, it's not about long hours, okay? It's not about how much you do. It is about the way you do it, okay? So if you find yourself, you are stretching yourself too much, and you are working too much with your team, and you are going too many hours and without results, or are doing so many collection of data and so on, but without really you are finding that you are changing the way of thinking, it means you are losing the observation. So observation is about leading your team out of less fuzziness. Fuzziness is very important in our journey. We don't want you to start with everything is clear. The more you start with a fuzzy journey, fuzziness, you know what means fuzziness, right? Everyone knows? Fuggy. It's very fuggy. Okay? Yeah, okay? The more fuzzy is your problem, the better it is, okay? Why? Because reducing the problem from being fuzzy to less fuzziness, less foggy, it means you are solving the problem. It means you start to solve the problem. And always inspire people, they are not like the logical people, or not like the successful people. Successful people, always they want things to be organized to them, okay? They are not most of the successful, actually, the ones that they leave legacy like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and other Mandela, Gandhi, these people, no, they go into the same thing what we are saying. They go into fuzziness. They don't run away from fuzziness. So you have to go as a team leader, as a mentor, you have to lead your team to fuzziness. Don't worry about it is fuzzy in the beginning, because with time, you'll see that you started to see that you are reducing the fuzziness, inshallah, inside your team.
The less fuzziness you see, that means you are not on the right track of inspiration. People initially thinking, they say, yes, I know this is a problem. Okay, now I have a couple of ideas. It's very clear for me what to do, even before me going and do the observation. That's me, you are doing it in the wrong way. Because the idea is you get of the fuzziness because that's the only way that will let you to observe things in a different way. And just to add to the example that Dr. was saying about the swimming, he says not about how you do it, it's about the way you do it and also when you do it. I was saying it's not important that instead of swimming in this way, you close your hand, but how sharp you put it in the right time when you go and you're swimming. So maybe if I collect this data or I do this job, in this time I can have a better result instead of doing it in the weekends or in the weekdays. The example he was saying, that for poisonous, maybe for them only to work in the weekends, they would have better things and expectation than if they work in the 5 days a week. So what they used to do in the poisoning project, they work 5 days a week and they have the rest 2 days and they don't have the good results of all the restaurants. While people eat more the weekends. While when they change and only work 2 days a week instead of 5 days with this project, they had a better result. It's like the swimming, you have the sharpness, but at the right time when to bring your hand inside the water, you will go faster. And instead, you have it the right way, but not in the right time to do the way minute. So it's always you use the different things in the right way, then you need to work less, but you have a better results. Okay, so and then from there you can work less, more and more. You need to be more loyal to the programs. You need to. That's what was starting the day-to-day. We need to all know we are here. We need to know why we are here. We need to be loyal for these programs. We need to believe in what we are doing. Even the groups that you are in, you need to like the group. If you are not feeling satisfied in this group, you need to be in the other group. But you need to be in somewhere that you love, because then you can get better and think in a better
But Dr.
way.
I want to comment something. The best team, from my experience so far, okay? Again, my experience is limited compared to lots of people, but I would say from having many projects that have been successful lately. The team that start disruptive, they have variety, everyone thinking different way, they end up to be the best team. The team that will have team leader and the other 4 members or 5 members as the followers, they'll end up lost. Okay? So sometimes you have to be patient in having a variety of members in your team. Actually, it is your strength, it's not your weakness. Be patient, go through forgive. You know the teams will go through storming time, but with time you'll find yourself, you have discovered much better because each one of you will complement each other. So be patient in the beginning for your differences inside your team. Yes.
And make sure that we always work together as a team. There's no the idea of a team leader or mentor by this way. Although the mentor role will be acting more like an expert, the leader want to organize things, but end of all of us, all the teams are working as a team, as a whole team working together. So, and they all need to work towards the end, how the project is going to be done, how we can make it, and to use of the sources in the best way, and to find the project, and the most important is to find that when you find the synergies among the team and who is experts in what, exchange the knowledge with each other, exchanging the knowledge even among teams. That's why it's very important for each team to sit together and exchange information, and even team sits together, because it will be a lesson learned for the others. Each one will have something that they were good on or something they failed on, and it will be lesson learned from each other. So that's why from time to time, although we say that teams we're going to sit with each team separately, time to time we're going to sit with all the teams together, so we learn from each other that we are going to work. And here I was talking about yesterday the inspiration currency, and what do we mean by inspiration currency that we used to talk about before. People always think that innovation and knowledge is in itself, and inspiration is something that comes only at the beginning. When you use the inspiration economy in the right way, inspiration economy may start at the beginning, but when you use it in the right time, in the right way, it's going to come at the top of innovation, of knowledge, of everything. So, because the way you use the innovation and the other thing, that's going to transfer the normal inspiration to inspiration currency, that's going to affect the economy in the right way. So, think of inspiration